If you want to learn from the pros and become the best Madden player possible, check out Playbook GG. Link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you one of the absolute best running plays in Madden 19. This is one of the glitchiest, most annoying running plays to stop, but it's also completely overlooked and underused. Something that I've seen nobody use, and it really gets you a ton of easy yards. It's very hard to stop. Something I've added to my offense late in the year, and it has done wonders for me. Quickly, before we get into the breakdown, you saw the intro. We are affiliated with Playbook GG now, so if you are interested in learning from the pro players or checking out some of their game plans, they have really great guides on their website. If it's something you are interested in, make sure to click the link in the description and in the comments below, because it does help support the channel. We do get a little bit of a kickback from that, so it does help us out. If you're looking to support us and you're interested in their website, definitely make sure to click on my link below. Now let's get into the breakdown. We're going to look at the single back wing tight today. And the run we're going to look at is the counter weak. Now, you know that I love the New England Patriots playbook. I've been in it most of the year. I still think it is the best playbook in the game, and that is where you can find this run. But you can also find it in a lot of other playbooks. I'll list them real quickly. You can find it in the Bills playbook, the Browns, the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Colts, the Eagles, the Jaguars, the Steelers, the Raiders, and also the run-heavy and balanced playbook. So it's in about a third of the playbooks in the game. You could also add it to your custom playbooks as well. Now, the counter itself isn't just good stock. You don't want to run it like this because it's very easy. The defense can contain the edge, a good majority of the time, and make it very hard for you to get good yards out of this. What you want to do is you want to take this tight end on the left and you want to motion him to the right. And what that's going to do is it's going to auto shift the defense over to the right, and it's going to completely open up the outside for you to easily pick up big yards. Now, right there, we got 4 yards, and that is an example of the defense playing it really good. Even the best case scenario is usually you getting a few yards, because what happens is, as you can see, we shifted the tight end over, which automatically shifts the defense, because what happens is we're now putting 3 tight ends to one side, making it completely heavy to the right. So the defense shifts over to compensate from that, as they should, but we're taking this back left. And what happens here is the one guy you have right here who can actually contain the edge, McCourty, who is one of the best safeties in the game as far as like awareness and play recognition goes. He's about as good as it gets, and you see that he even is going to bite inside on the counter fake, because what the counter is it looks like you're going right, but we're actually going to cut it back to the left. So he bites hard to the inside, and because the defense is also shifted over, that gives us leverage to the outside. Now, he recovers really good here, way better than it is going to happen majority of the time, and we're still able to pick up 4 yards on the play. We could have picked up more if Michael Thomas actually had a good block, but you're going to see consistently this is going to get you good yards to the outside. And right there, we're going to go back to the replay because I want to show you what happened. And then when you get to the outside, you know how easy it is to make people miss with juke and spins. Even above average players are very easy to fake out with the spin and the juke this year. The computer, it's almost automatic. So watch McCourty this time. This happens a lot of times to this defender that is supposed to be containing the edge. Watch how he kind of comes inside and he kind of just stands still. He kind of freezes. You see how he's not moving for a second? He just stands still. That happens a lot on this play, and that's another reason why the play is so good, because a lot of times that forced defender, for whatever reason, just kind of stands still for that split second. And you see, when Michael Thomas gives you a good block, or whatever wide receiver you have out here, you're going to get great yardage every time with this run. Now, you want to make sure that whoever is out there is a good run blocker. I'm not sure of Michael Thomas's run block rating. I think it's okay. It's probably not the best. And see, here we kind of cut it up the B gap because we had to. Still got 12 yards. But you want to make sure that wide receiver out there has good run block. You can even put another tight end out there if you want, who has, those guys have better run block than wide receivers. Kind of is a little bit more of a tell if you're putting a tight end out there that you might be wanting to run the ball, but you're going to get great blocking. Now, I want you to see what happened this time. The defense shifted over, but in this alignment, this linebacker stayed out here, so he was still able to set the edge. And what that means is, you notice when we snap the ball, how he's outside here. We can't go outside, because if we try to go outside, he can easily shed this block. But what we're able to do is just cut it up the B gap, because the rest of the defense was shifted over right. That left a huge hole up the B gap for us. So that's one thing you might see when you run this. If you do see a linebacker or somebody like this contain the edge, you're usually going to just run it straight up the B gap for a very easy gain, like so. So that's like the one, variation that you have to, be mindful of. You see how the linebacker didn't move again? and then we just take it up the B gap. It's honestly easier when the linebacker doesn't move, because it's super easy to just run right up the B gap with it. But most of the time, the entire defense is going to shift over, and you see how that outside linebacker, he shifts over just enough to where he cannot contain the edge. And again, Michael Thomas with a bad block there, we still got 6 yards. Like, even when he blocks bad, you're still going to get 5 to 6 yards on the run, which is good. But if he blocks well, you're going to get 10 plus yards. And I'm going to put some gameplay footage. I mean, again, you could see Michael Thomas is blocking like crap right now. We're still getting 5 to 6. But I'm going to put some gameplay footage at the end of the video, because I know you guys like to see that when I have it, of me using this in real game, so you know that it works. Again, Michael Thomas not doing great, but we're very easy to make that guy miss and get extra yardage. Just a very solid run. I want to show you something else here. So watch, again, you're going to kind of see the freeze here. Watch, because McCourty, again, I mean, he's about as good as it gets in terms of like play recognition and awareness. He's very smart safety. He kind of has to like shuffle inside to respect the fact that the run could be going the other way, because it is a fake. And you notice how he kind of just freezes momentarily, and then the blocker, like, he kind of waits for the blocker to come pick him up, and then now we're to the outside. Again, Michael Thomas didn't hold a great block. But once you're outside like this, it's easy. Like, you can just set this guy up so easy, juke back inside. He's going to pretty much whiff every time. So that's like another good thing about, you know, anytime you have outside runs, you have the potential to really break them for big yardage, just because of the fact that it's easy to make guys miss. But you could see just, I mean, like right there, that's untouched for a touchdown. And another thing you want to note is you don't want to, it's very subtle, but you don't want to cut immediately. I want you to watch, especially here, what I did. So you see, as soon as I get the ball here, I see McCourty he's playing it better. And this is just something you'll get after running the play for a while. You'll kind of pick up on this. You see McCourty comes down, and then he kind of like, he scoots to the outside. He's playing this a lot better. So when I get the ball right now, I don't want to immediately burst outside. I want to kind of hold him there for a second. So it's really subtle, but notice with Kamara how I kind of like, it's very subtle, but I take like a slow step forward, and then I cut outside. Again, I said it's very subtle, but that one little step forward holds him there and doesn't allow him to keep going to the outside, and then it allows him to kind of set his feet, get flat-footed, and then he does that freeze thing again, and then I'm just off to the races to the outside. So it's kind of subtle. You don't want to immediately break it outside. You want to try to take like a step forward and then go outside. So see here, I'm kind of going forward, and then I'm cutting it outside there. The block just didn't set up. And again, like, those are your worst case scenarios. Every once in a while, you know, a block might whiff and you get minimal yardage, but losing yards with this is almost, it just doesn't happen. See, again there, I kind of step forward a little bit to hold the safety in place, and then again, we're down the sidelines for a huge gain. Now, one more thing I want to talk to you about before I show the gameplay footage is, some of you are thinking, well, you know, users are going to manually go out there. What happens a lot, and this isn't something I can show you because I'm using 2 controllers, I can't possibly show you this, but I can just explain what happens. So let's say somebody's using this guy and they're expecting the run, right? You know, they see the motion coming, they're like, all right, you know, this guy is going to run outside. A lot of times when they try to manually stop this, they overset the edge. What that means is they don't like stand right here and like kind of like strafe and just like stay. I mean, we're accidentally like moving the guys here. Like, they don't just kind of like stay right here and strafe and just try to like make you run into them. What they do, a lot of people do, is they completely, when the ball is snapped, they run so wide to try to just contain you from going outside. And then what happens is, from the numbers here, from the 30 to the hash mark, all of this is open. All of this is open because they completely, they overrun all of it. So they like run straight to the numbers to try to contain you from breaking it down the sideline. But then what you can do in that instance is you can kind of just cut it up. So you want to run with Kamara. If you're looking at me right here with this Patriot player, you want, when they over pursue the edge, you want to try to run the ball like right here between the numbers and the hash. So like, pretend I'm Kamara here with this Patriot running back. When I come out of the backfield, if they over pursue the edge, when I cut to the outside, I'm going to then kind of stop right here and then cut up and go this way. Because if they overrun me, then there's no way they can recover in time, and I'm still going to get a solid gain, 5 to 10 yards. And that happens a lot in games. Also, something else you may think is, well, maybe people might start shifting over, you know, and like setting their defense up to try to account for you breaking it to the outside, and that's true. So when you see that happen, what you want to do is you want to audible to the dive. It's a great 1-2 punch. And you don't even have to motion the guy over when you do this. You can still motion him over. If you see them over pursuing to that left side, shifting their line and stuff, then yeah, you can like motion him, use the dive, and then you try to go up the middle where your numbers are better. Like right there, of course, the blocking was bad. We still got 5 yards. But you want to go where the numbers favor you. So again, if they're doing like all of this pre-play and they're like, you know, we're just focused on trying to stop this outside, well, you know now that, okay, your advantage is by running the dive to the right side. You can motion this guy over, again, to give it the same look, help your blocking out, and then you see like how it just parts in the middle like that. Again, easy to make people miss in the open field, and you're just running for huge yards. So that's something else you want to take into account. You have to play that chess game. If they start over pursuing, then start hitting them where they're vacating with their defenders. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to have a few gameplay clips in here for you. Like I said, honestly, one of the best runs in the game right now. Hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.